Well, hello there.
Happy Monday.
Hello, hello. Where have you been? And just what have you been doing? Oh, never mind. Welcome back to the next edition of
Monday night.
Monday Night Live, baby. I'm glad to be back with you guys. Happy Labor Day.
Oh my gosh, it is Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. I've been laboring all day as a way of celebrating.
As have I.
Childbirth labor, but farm labor.
We both put out videos today.
YouTuber labor, stuff like that. What was your video about today?
My top chicken recipes. So if you're bored and need a new recipe, go check them out. Chances are one of them you haven't tried before. So that's on my channel.
And I'll tell you guys, I don't often eat chicken, but when I do, it's one of these recipes.
Yeah, we're a beef house, but I love chicken. I've eaten chicken a lot throughout my life. And one of the recipes is actually arroz con pollo, which is Puerto Rican dish. My dad's Puerto Rican. It's my abuelita's.
It means rice and chicken.
Yeah, it's my abuelita's recipe that me and Melissa hacked and made into a keto-friendly version. So
we've got Kevin, PhD mentor. We've got two crazy ketos. We got Marcia. And we got Paola in the house. These are our moderators. They're going to be watching your comments and making sure that you keep it PG-13 and that you don't mention either Biden or Trump. We don't talk about that here. Or Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. Go in there.
Yeah, we talk about health, nutrition, wellness, health optimization. This is my lovely wife. We've been together almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Nisha Solis Berry, RN, CLC.
Yes.
That stands for Certified Lactation Consultant.
Yeah.
She is a badass. She's all brains and booty. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know about that. This is Dr. Ken Berry, family physician, been practicing for a few years now.
Yeah.
And he's pretty awesome. He has over 2 million subscribers on this channel. If you're not one of them, what are you waiting on? Hit the subscribe button and join us every Monday right here. Same place, same time, 7 Central. We do this every week, usually, unless it's a holiday or a birthday or something like that. And then
except for Labor Day, because we need to labor on the day of Labor.
Apparently, we don't observe Labor Day.
We're observing it right now.
We didn't get a day off today, but I hope you did. And if you did, I hope you enjoyed it. All right.
And if you didn't, I hope you made time and a half.
Yeah.
And got a big, long break.
Right. Gurdeep Rai.
Thank you, Gurdeep.
Billy the Kid. What's up, Billy? Carnivore for a month, lost 13 pounds and feel better than ever. Am going full carnivore. My friends tell me I'm going to die sooner than most. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Typically, a diet or a lifestyle that makes you feel better than you felt in years wouldn't kill you. Right now, about the only thing that makes you feel better than you've ever felt in your life, but will kill you prematurely, is if you're smoking crack, smoking meth, stuff like that. Because then you don't feel great for long. But a diet that makes you feel sustainably good, better every day, like, damn, I feel good today. How's that going to kill you prematurely? It's almost like they equate nutrient-dense foods with guilty pleasure. Like, I know you love that bacon. You love that ribeye. You're going to die because you're guilty of sin. Maybe the reason we love bacon and ribeye so much and eggs is because they're nutrient dense, uninflammatory, ancestrally appropriate. We've been eating them for millions of years. Maybe that's why we love them. Maybe it's not a guilty pleasure. Therefore, maybe we're not going to be judged and punished for eating these nutrient-dense foods. Just a thought.
Sorry, had to message Granny Berry. She was looking for us and couldn't find us. So Granny Berry will be in the comment section soon. Say hi to Granny Berry.
Watching. Please say hi to my Granny Berry. She's 92 years old, mean as a snake, but kind of cute though.
Miss Linda, it says your message was retracted. YouTube does that. It is not us or the moderators. We're not really sure why that happens.
Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you. My Carnivore Kitchen. Hey, girl, what's up? Hey, Dr. Barry and Nisha. Can't wait for the summit coming up in a few weeks. Question is, if my doc won't prescribe BHRT, is HRT okay, or is it better to skip it?
Yeah, if it's a synthetic hormone, a synthetic fake hormone, that's a double negative for sure. But I mean it. I would not do it. And so if your doc's like, no, just take some Prempro, Premarin, some of the conjugated estrogens that are basically based off of the estrogen in horse urine, I would not take those. They have to change the molecule in order to get a patent. And then that makes it not estrogen anymore. It makes it an estrogen-like molecule. And all of the patented estrogens have been shown without doubt to increase your risk of heart disease, cancer, and blood clots. So if you can't get bioidentical hormone optimization, I would not take the fake estrogens.
Nurse Cindy's in the house.
Hey, Nurse Cindy.
Nurse Cindy is one of our amazing speakers at the summit coming up,
Yes.
which you can view live on the Keto Chow YouTube channel if you can't make it in person. Of course, it's sold out at this point, so most of you who are just now hearing about this won't be able to make it, but you can make it on YouTube for the live and the replay. So make sure you're subscribed to the Keto Chow YouTube channel.
Beckett's been playing with my canned air. He's messing up my aesthetic back here. I love to spray him with this, and he's not looking.
Agent Red Fox, thank you so much. Karen, would a TENS unit mimic exercise to put enough stress on leg muscles, hip bones for osteoporosis? No. I'm not able to exercise much.
No, and so just a TENS unit definitely won't. But now you can buy units that have more than one pad. So if you have one pad on each end of the long muscle and throw a current through there, it'll make that muscle contract. And that is going to strengthen the muscle more so than you just laying in bed not doing anything. And anytime a muscle contracts, it puts stress on the bone. So that ought to help your bone density a little bit, but you're going to have to really crank it up so that muscle is really contracting and tweaking almost to the point where it's uncomfortable. And a lot of the ones you buy over the counter won't go that high. So if you have a durable medical equipment company in your town, call them and ask them, do they have a muscle stimulator? Because oftentimes they can sell you one that's much more powerful than you could buy on Amazon. It ought to help some. Better than nothing.
Johnny, Dr. Barry, how would you recommend me prep for a lipid panel test? How long to fast? And are there any foods to avoid during the week before?
If you're wanting a true lipid panel reading, then don't change your diet at all. Keep eating the same thing you normally eat and fast for 12 to 14 hours before you have the needle placed lovingly into your arm vein. Bless you.
Robbie, hello from Sierra Vista, Arizona. Mom made a triple B&E casserole with bacon grease and sausage.
Nice.
Your mom is awesome. Looking forward to the pet food for my blue healer, Lilith.
Oh, Lilith. Hey, Lilith.
Yeah, we'll be doing what we feed our animals video soon. That'll be on my channel. So if you want to see that, go subscribe to my channel. It's at Nisha, Neisha. I'm sure one of the mods can link it up for you guys. Whoa. All right. Chapter and verse. Thank you very much. Slot Queen. Been doing triple B&E for 19 days. Down 14 pounds and no arthritis flare-ups. But I rarely show ketones on my urine strips. Am I doing something wrong?
Nope, you're not. Some people go into very deep ketosis on keto or carnivore. Some people have a 0.3, 0.4, and that's about as high as they can get. That's who I am. I could fast for 3 days and I'd have a 0.3 or a 0.4. She can fast for 10 minutes and have a 1.7.
True.
Yeah. It's just a difference in your
I bet
biochemistry.
if I checked mine right now, they'd be 5 because I'm breastfeeding. Like, they're through the roof.
Yep.
Marnie, welcome back, Miss Marnie. Triple B&E for 5 days with the 2 crazy ketos. They're running a challenge right now. Today fit nicely into a dress that was too snug just last week.
There you go.
Good job.
And you know you haven't lost enough fat to get in that dress. What you've lost is unhealthy stored water that you've been holding all over your body. And a lot of people say, well, that's just water weight. Well, yeah. Do you think it's healthy to hold an extra 5 or 10 or 15 pounds of water on your body that your heart's got to pump around? No, that's not healthy. So I want you to get off the unhealthy water. And when all that's gone, then I want you to start burning the fat, which is what's going to happen next.
Thank you, Marcia. Marcia has linked my channel if you want to hop over there later. Tyler, how can I start carnivore keto properly. I have severe Crohn's, gastroparesis, J-tube 24/7 for malabsorption, losing weight, 6 foot, 125 pounds, and losing muscle health.
Tyler. So if you're fed through the J-tube, is the J-tube still there?
It says on J-tube 24/7.
Okay, yeah. And so you're going to have to work with your enteric care nurse and figure out a way to get a ketogenic supplement that will go in there. Now, Keto Chow makes shakes that you could use for this. You get to pick your own fat. And then you could use the daily mineral drops right there and put in there so you make sure you're getting your minerals. You could add some vitamin D3 and some vitamin K2. You could add some iodine. You could do all kinds of things, but you've got to talk to your nurse about the J-tube and what that, because some things you shouldn't put in a J-tube. And so you need to get this cleared. There might now be a ketogenic, or at least keto-ish tube feeding, but I guarantee you it uses soybean oil or canola oil. So if your nurse who helps you with this has been doing it for a long time, she'll have enough common sense about this to be able to say, yeah, you can use this and this, but you cannot put that in there.
Katie says, what is triple BNE? So there's a video on this channel all about the triple BNE challenge.
Yep.
So go watch that video. And if you need some inspiration, go follow Two Crazy Ketos. They have tons of videos where they show what they eat on triple BNE so you can get some ideas. But simply put, it is just eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Now, this doesn't mean you have to do this forever. It is a challenge. Tell them why it's important.
Yeah, it's important because you're removing all the carbohydrates from your diet. And so it's going to allow your blood sugar and your insulin level to go back towards normal, which is a very good thing. The insulin coming back down is one of the reasons why people lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds of fluid, is because when your insulin's high, because of the biochemical mechanisms, you're going to hold a bunch of unhealthy water. Also, many people are sensitive, allergic, or have quite an autoimmune flare-up when they ingest some plants that contain phytates, lectins, oxalates, phytoestrogens, and many other things in plants. And so you're eliminating all plants and you're eliminating all carbohydrates.
And dairy.
And dairy, yep. For most people, try to do 90 days, okay? You can do anything for 90 days. After 90 days, then you can say, okay, how do I feel? How are my pants fitting? How much weight have I lost? Do I want to add back plants? Do I not? Do I want to stay carnivore? Do I want to go ketovore? Keto. You get to play around. You're like, man, I really miss those white beans. I'm going to have a big bowl of white beans as an experiment. Get ready, because when you do that, you're going to have severe gastric distension, bloating, farts, maybe diarrhea. And then you'll be like, okay, beans are not good for my colon and my small intestine. So you get to experiment and play around with this once you've calmed down your immune system, calm down the chronic inappropriate inflammation, and calm down your blood sugar and your insulin levels. Then you can start playing around.
Also, what people really love about triple BNE is there's no tracking, none, no tracking.
No macro counting?
No macro counting at all. No restriction of how much to eat. You eat as much as you want till you're comfortably stuffed.
What if I want to eat more?
Then you eat more.
Ooh.
And if you're full, then don't eat.
So there's no semi-starvation involved.
No.
You just eat till you're full and then quit eating.
Yep.
That sounds really simple.
It is.
It
That's
can't
why
be
people
that-
love it. It's very easy.
It can't be that easy, right?
Well, it's simple. Maybe not easy.
Yeah.
Some people may,
Especially if you're
have
addicted
some
to sugar.
cravings,
Yeah,
right?
you might have
But
some.
this, in the long run, will help you out with that too. Gurdeep, I started Keto Chow about 4 days ago to get my daily minerals. I got a little bit more loose stools, so with 1 tablespoon, I thought I might do a little bit less. Is this okay?
Yep. Love it. Yep, good plan.
Yep. You don't have to take it all at once either. You can spread it out throughout the day. We usually do, unless I'm having a muscle spasm, which I haven't had in a very long time. Then I squirt it in my mouth, and it's awful, but it works.
I'll get Dewan.
Go ahead.
Dewan, if you're eating lots of fruit and honey on your current diet, that's not a carnivore diet. That's a paleo diet. And a lot of people do well on a paleo diet. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. But that's not a carnivore diet.
I think they are calling it hypercarnivore. carnivore.
Yeah. So the technical definition for hypercarnivore is an anthropological term. It means that at least 70% of the energy you eat comes from animal source foods. But just think about it 100,000 years ago. Would we have 300 grams of mango and watermelon and cantaloupe? And no, we had that once or twice a year, and that was it. If we ate anything over and above fatty meat and eggs with the yolk and snakes and skunks and possums, it was some underground tuber, or it was some grass that we thought, well, maybe that's edible. I'd rather eat that than starve to death. So, yeah, fruit and honey are not carnivore. They are paleo, and that's fine.
Hey, Holly Gracie. Hey, Ashley. She says you guys are the best. Love you, love you back, Ashley.
Thank you so much.
Everybody's saying hi to Granny Berry. Granny Berry, you seeing all this? All right. Solar flare. Whoa, where'd you go? Apparently there's a solar flare.
I want to hear what solar flare has got to say.
Today, I heard. Somebody said.
Carmen says, does keto help blood pressure, and how long does it take it to improve? Yes, Carmen, it absolutely does. I've got 2 or 3 videos on this channel about high blood pressure and hypertension. For most people, it takes several weeks to several months for your blood pressure, and it will slowly trend down week by week. And if you're currently taking a blood pressure medication, at one point in the very near future, you'll stand up really quickly and you'll get lightheaded and dizzy. And it's because you now don't need that much blood pressure medication anymore. So check those videos out right after this live.
All right, solar flare. What are your thoughts on carbonated water that's flavored with the essence of fruit, which supposedly has no calories, like LaCroix or Waterloo, bubbly? There's all kinds of them out there now.
Yeah, I think they're much better than drinking Coca-Cola or Pepsi. I think they're a little less good than just drinking water or pure sparkling water, mineral water with no flavor. For some of us, it might bump up the cephalic phase insulin response because of that fruity flavor. But if it's just that essence, that hint, like they held the orange up and let the water look at the orange, then that's probably
There's all
fine.
kinds of memes about
probably
it.
Fine.
I love those. Sandy says, started carnivore 1 week ago, lost 6.9 pounds and 4.75 inches, and I can see the swelling in my feet going away. I feel freaking amazing. I'm working to end my Hashimoto's. Yep. You're on the right track, sister.
Sandy's got it figured out. Any of you other guys have lowered your blood pressure with either keto or carnivore, or if your edema has substantially improved with keto or carnivore, put it in the comments, because I guarantee you there's a bunch of new folks watching who are like, what? Eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, eating keto, that's not going to make your blood pressure better. It's not going to get rid of edema. Yeah, it does.
We have 2,300 people watching. Make sure you hit that thumb.
And share this video on your favorite social media. That'll help get it up. Let's get 3,000 or 4,000 in here tonight.
We had a bunch of new people last week because so many of you shared. So keep it up.
Yeah, share it right now, and then I'm going to ask how many new people we got in a second. And we'll see how it goes.
Robin says, only using 2 drops of iodine, but having hot flashes on days that I take the iodine. Should I push through, or do I need to stop?
Maybe go back to 1 drop for a couple of weeks, and then go back up to 2 drops and see how that does. In either way you do it, you're still getting probably 100 times more iodine than you were getting before you started that. So if you're very depleted, it's going to take longer to replete with just 1 drop, but you're still moving in the right direction, which is moving towards optimal health.
Miss Jane says, gearing up for a 7-day fast. Do you have any tips?
Oh,
7 days, Miss Jane.
Get your mind right. Know that this is safe. This is completely natural. Humans have been fasting that long for millions of years. Back then, we called it starving. It means we didn't make a kill for 7 days. But you can do this just fine, especially if you've got lots of extra stored fat. This is a great way to get in touch with your body in a way. It almost gives you like a superpower when you fast for that long. You're just like, if I can do that, what else can I do?
Almost like natural labor.
Yes. But I can't say that.
Lola, I can do that. I can do anything.
Lola shared it on Twitter. Thank you, Lola.
Sweet. Thanks, Lola. Gurdeep, again, hey, I'm still dealing with fatigue, heart palpitations, and lower leg cramps. I'm not getting enough from my diet. Can I take Element with my daily minerals? Yes, absolutely.
Yes, you can.
Somebody said, great interview with Autumn. Thank you. So glad you enjoyed it. Miss Autumn will be joining us on the summit as well.
Joey, I can't find your super chat. I'm looking. Joey says we missed your super chat,
Well,
but I
I'm
don't see it.
scrolling as they come. You
I don't
know,
see it, Joey. I'm sorry.
Mike, triple B&E for 30 days, a little weight loss. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, Mike. You there are many things I don't know about you, but I'm just telling you, nothing's going to go wrong from you doing 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Now, the things that go right may not go as quickly as you'd like for them to. And so what I would recommend is you have patience and you just keep doing what you're doing and give it the full 90 days, and then we'll have this conversation again. How about that?
Joey Ziegler, is Humira safe? My GI doctor wants me to start using it for chronic Crohn's. I've been taking mesalamine and
Budesonide.
for a year. I stopped using and I started low carb in June.
Yeah. So if you're going to stay low carb, then you may need the Humira. But if I were you, I would transition over the next week or two to 100% carnivore, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And tell your doctor, I'm going to try this diet for 90 days. And if my Crohn's symptoms are no better, I'll start the Humira. But I think what you're going to find is that you will be pleasantly surprised and your doctor will be confounded because your symptoms will be 90% better or completely gone.
Cecile, I got off my blood pressure med with my doctor's okay. My blood pressure is running 130/70, so that's good. And I feel great. By the end of the office visit, our doctor was saying he'd use us as an example with his other patients. Win-win. Good job, Cecile.
Well done. Now you get to have an effect on the life of every other patient that doctor sees for the rest of his or her career. That's pretty powerful.
Dewan, insulin levels good, mild colitis and GERD. Fruit or no fruit with my carnivore?
Yeah. So I already addressed this one, but if you're going to eat lots of fruit and honey, call it paleo, and that's fine. Try it for 90 days and see how you feel. And then cut out the fruit and honey and do real carnivore for 90 days. See if you feel any different.
I would say start with the no fruit first.
Yeah, maybe start with that first.
You're going to see better results, I promise. And then if you want to, you can add the fruit in.
Yep,
and see
as an
how it
experiment.
goes.
Yep.
But if you start with carnivore, then you're doing a whole lot of good just by going carnivore. It's not going to hurt a thing. If you start with fruit, then you're not going to cleanse the gut. You know what I mean? So
That's my wife.
go with carnivore first. Real carnivore.
Actual, literal carnivore.
Mystique. Hello. How much magnesium citrate do I need to take as a 25-year-old female who's very active? Also, one keto person says to take 10 to 30K international units of D3. What do you recommend?
Yeah, you want at least 5,000 to 10,000 international units of vitamin D3 most days. Some people recommend a higher dose than that. It depends on what your vitamin D25 level was when your doctor checked it, because I know your doctor checked it, right? No? Well, then you need to get your doctor to check that, and that'll help guide you as to how much vitamin D3 you actually need. The magnesium, some people do great on 400 milligrams a day. Some people need up to 1,200 milligrams a day. It's a difference in people. I think you're going to get most everything you need from eating a proper human diet, which is either one ingredient, real whole food, keto, ketovore, or carnivore.
David, hey Doc and Nurse Barry. My wife and I are on day 5 of Triple B&E Challenge. Been
Nice.
keto for a year and a half, but amazed at how we're experiencing withdrawals from keto sweeteners.
Yep.
Love y'all. Yeah, we
Yep.
hear this a lot.
Basically, anything sweet that goes in your mouth, whether it's sugar, honey, fruit, stevia, monk fruit, is going to trigger something called a cephalic phase insulin response. And I've got a new study about this. I'm going to make an updated video about this, but it's absolutely a thing that happens in every human being on the planet. It's part of our built-in physiology. When you see, even when you see, like if you saw a hot fudge sundae,
Triggered.
your insulin just went up. Literally, not joking. That literally happens. And that's why television commercials for some of us could literally slow down your weight loss, your fat loss.
And also cause you to fall off the way.
And also, yes, because that brings up all your old addictive patterns, raises your insulin, which is going to make you hungrier. And you're like, damn it, I wish I had a hot fudge sundae.
Then you're Googling keto hot fudge sundae.
Yep.
Down the rabbit hole you go.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. And so I really, the more I look into the physiology of this and the biochemistry of this, you can use stevia, monk fruit, other non-nutritive sweeteners when you first start keto. as you're moving. I think that's fine. If you stop drinking Pepsi and start drinking Diet Pepsi, huzzah. That's a great improvement. And then we're going to start cutting that Diet Pepsi with mineral water, sparkling water, half and half, then 3-to-1. And then you're going to throw the Pepsi away and just drink sparkling water. I think that helps people. Many people who are stalled, that's it. That's the final thing. They need to get all the sweet tastes out of their mouth, the keto treats, cookies, cakes, pies, get the Zevia, get all that stuff out for 90 days. And at the end of 90 days, if you're like, nope, nothing's better, haven't lost an inch, haven't lost a pound, then go back and drink your damn Zevia. It's fine. But if you're stalled, you got to really look seriously at the sweeteners. I'm sorry. I love you. I do, but I'm sorry. You may have to eliminate the sweeteners.
How many of you just fantasized about a hot fudge cake? Hot fudge sundae?
Yeah.
I bet a bunch of you.
Yep.
Because immediately
Yep.
you were like, dang.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That used to be my jam, but now,
Chase, are peanuts inflammatory?
So peanuts are inflammatory for many people, and then many peanuts, actually, the way that they're processed, they have mold on the outside of them, which can have mycotoxins, which can be very inflammatory and actually cause autoimmune reactions. Many people who think they have a peanut allergy is probably the mycotoxins. But yeah, peanuts are very inflammatory. They're actually not a nut. They're a goober pea, and they grow under the ground in the dirt. And so many of the big peanut farmers, when they yank them up out of the ground, they don't wash them. They just hang them up with the dirt on there. And if there happens to be mold, that's it. You got mold on your peanuts. That's how it happens. So Granny Bears actually, and Granddaddy used to raise peanuts. So I would be like, what is that? That's a peanut. I'm like, what the heck? That ain't no peanut. Yeah. Where's the peanuts at then, Granny? She'd be like, they're under the ground, dummy. I'm like, you mean like a potato? Yeah, like a potato. Google it if you don't believe me.
You missed an opportunity to say mold on your nuts.
If you haven't already done so, give this video a good thumbing, would you?
Good job. Way to not miss out. Honky Monkey.
Honky Monkey.
Been on keto.
Is that like Wonky Donkey?
That's what it reminded me of. That's literally what popped in my head. Been on keto for 2 years. It's been great for my health, but I stay sleepy all the time. And can this be remedied?
It probably has nothing to do with your diet, Honky Monkey. You probably need to go see your doctor, get a full lab panel checked, get a full thyroid panel for sure, get your sex hormones checked. It's probably something else going on medically.
Hee-haw.
Wonky, honky, donkey. I'll have to read that to Becca tonight.
It's a good book. Simply Human, thank you so much. B. Thomas, last week someone asked about ejection fraction. Could you do a video or give me more detail here on how to improve that? I would love to know more. Had a heart attack 2 years ago.
Yep.
Too young for this. I am only 43.
Yep. So there's more and more research coming out that shows that people with existing heart disease, their heart muscle, the myocytes, actually burn ketones more efficiently for fuel than glucose. And many cardiologists, if you tell them that, they're like, no way. Yes, way. This is pretty much settled with the latest research. It's really not up for debate any longer. The sicker your heart is, the more you need to have ketones in your blood. And the way you do that is by eating super, super low carbohydrate, keto or carnivore. That having a higher level of blood ketones can actually improve your ejection fraction. Also, keep in mind that a great ejection fraction is not 100%, because many times you'll see your ejection fraction is 35, 40%. And you're like, oh my God, that's a F. I'm failing. But that's not how ejection fraction is gauged. So you're not looking for 100%. Just remember that.
Lala by Lulu, welcome back. Can you recommend any good low carb nutrition books? There are so many now compared to when we first got started on this way of eating.
Yep.
So if you are just wanting to read one good low carb specific book, which one?
I'm not the recipe guy. That's you.
No, that's you. It's like recipe.
Low
nutrition.
Carb. Oh, low carb nutrition. I thought you meant like a cookbook. Oh, so Why We Get Sick.
I was going to say that one.
By Professor Benjamin Bickman.
Really good.
Excellent book. Excellent. That's probably my number one pick. He explains it, and he's a genius, brilliant PhD researcher, and he explains this stuff. And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that I probably would just say go buy Why We Get Sick by Bickman, Bikman, and don't even worry about any other books right now.
He
That
really
book's going
covers
to
it.
lay it out for you. Dr. Jason Fung, all his books are great. He really gets into the stuff. Dr. Eric Westman has got really good books to explain why keto does what it does and how it does it. But Ben Bickman, Why We Get Sick,
That would be, if you could only buy one, that's the one
100%.
I would say.
There is an Audible.
There is. Thank God.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of books, did you know that he wrote one? I have to always bring this up because he kind of refuses to talk about it. I don't know why. He thinks everyone knows and we shouldn't talk about it, but I don't think everyone does know. And Christmas is coming, you know. This is what it looks like. It is on Amazon. And there's an Audible of this too. It's called Lies My Doctor Told Me. And the reason I talk about this as much as I do lately is because I got to remembering how I spent a whole year of my life not talking to my husband while he wrote this. Okay? A lot of tears and fighting went on to bring you this book. Okay?
Yep.
I'm very proud of him for this. And a lot of you love it. It's a great one to give to your doctor to kind of like influence them because it's not about keto, but it's in there, you know, kind of ninja level. So if you have a doctor that's like, I don't know why you're doing this, it's crazy, this is a good gift to give them. And then also, sorry, this is a good book too. He also helped write this with Kim Howerton. It's called Common Sense Labs. And it is basically a lab book 101 telling you what labs you need for different things. And it breaks down what they mean. Because a lot of doctors are just like, your labs are fine, here's your results, and you don't even know what they mean. So if you're interested in becoming your own health expert, this is a really good thing. Link in description. Sorry.
Thank you.
He won't, so I gotta.
Okay, how many new people, this is the first time you've caught us live, type new in the comments. You're not allowed to be shy here. Just go click and type NEW, enter. I want to see how many new folks we got. We got William, Matthew, Gail,
Hey, Chris.
Well-Fed, Chris the Cop, Ursula, hey,
Oh,
Big
got a
Daddy.
bunch of new
Yeah,
people.
see, I love it. I love it. Welcome, you guys. You found the right place. We're going to take you by the hand, and we're going to help you on your journey back to the best health that you ever imagined possible at your current age.
Proper Human Diet book is in the works. First draft is done, actually. We have it sitting on the desk right now. That doesn't mean it's coming anytime soon. It just
Where'd it
means
go?
it's on its way.
Oh, I've lost it. I got to start over.
Oh,
Oh, it's over there.
It's over here. Yeah, so it is in the works. It is coming. Hopefully by the end of the year, we can give you an estimate of when that's going to be.
You can be new,
available.
Holly. It's fine.
Diana, my doctor tells me I have to wait 2 to 3 years for another CAC test. He says it takes that long to change my plaque. Is this true? The cardiologist wants to send me, put me on a statin for high cholesterol.
Yeah, so Diana, as a woman, I'm just being presumptuous there. The research definitely does not show that you're going to benefit from taking a statin for primary coronary heart prevention. So you might want to really look into that, watch some videos by Dr. David Diamond. Typically, most cardiologists will let you repeat the CAC score test once a year. And both I and many other doctors in this space have seen significant improvements in CAC scores after 12 months of a proper human diet, which could be keto, ketovore, or carnivore. And by carnivore, I mean meat and eggs, not fruit and honey.
LaShawn, you're right. Judy Cho has a great book as well.
Yes, she does. I have it. Yep.
Yes.
Great book.
I don't know if there's an Audible of that one, but I know it's on Amazon. Judy Cho. It's she spells it Judy.
Chris the Cop says, Doctor, would you recommend the carnivore diet for my wife? She has lupus and is also looking to lose weight. Thank you, Chris the Cop. Chris the police officer, sir, with all due respect, yes, 100%. If you can talk your wife into going 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, she will love it after she gets over the initial what? And her body will love it. And her body will respond in a way that will make you very happy as well.
Taylor, at a healthy body weight, but stalled in the tummy area, can't seem to lose the mom pooch. Eating mostly triple B&E and I intermittent fast 16 hours due to hypoglycemia symptoms. I'm unable to extended fast.
Yep.
Any suggestions?
Yeah, I want you to slowly increase your fasting window. So let's go to 17 hours starting tomorrow. and do 17 hours a day for 7 days a week. And then I want you to go to 18 hours and do that for a week. And then if you want to, you can even go to 19 or 20 hours and just slowly work your way up. I think you'll find you won't have any problem whatsoever with hypoglycemia. If you'll go up slowly like that, your body will adjust and you'll be like, oh, this is easy, no problem. Just make sure you're eating till you're comfortably stuffed, eating till you're full, lots of healthy animal fat, healthy animal protein, lots of fatty meat and eggs with the yolk.
Loki.
Hi, Loki.
Well, you just popped your head right in here, didn't you?
Love it.
When you add that hour, feel free to add 30 minutes on the back and 30 minutes on the front.
However it adds up, 100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the same.
Yep.
Matthew, I'm going to be moving to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Hey, neighbor.
Do you still have a practice I can go to and then do remote? I'm trying keto and intermittent fasting, and I'm failing.
Gotcha. So I have a very small patient panel right now. I'm just seeing a few people who I've been seeing for years. I'm not taking new patients right now. But once we get our business center built up on the hill, I'm probably going to be opening up the practice to a few new patients. The people who are going to get first dibs when that happens are my patrons on patreon.com. They've been supporting the work that Nisha and I do, some of them for years. And so when there is availability, new patient slots in my practice, it'll go to the patrons first. So if you want to get first dibs, become a patron on patreon.com. Link in the show notes.
Did you say that? She was eating my necklace.
Oh, no.
She needs attention. Ever since Bonnie came, Loki's been a little hostile. She is jealous.
Lacey, where can we find your Common Sense Labs book? There's a link down in the show notes. You just click on the link and it takes you right to the webpage. It's not available on Amazon right now. Kim Howerton and we're just selling it on the website right now until we get everything set up. But we probably will have it available on Amazon in a few months if everything goes well.
Cecile, my husband and I bought half a cow. Good for you.
Yes.
I asked for heart. Is that considered good organ meat? Trying to work my way up to liver.
Yes.
Before you talk about heart,
go ahead.
When you get your cow processed next time, ask them to grind up the organs in your ground beef.
Yes.
You'll never know they're there, and it makes your ground beef so much better. It's the best ground beef we've ever had.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Yep.
So next time, ask for that. I promise
Have
you
them
can't
grind
tell.
up the heart, the liver, and the tongue in your ground beef. You cannot tell it's there. You cannot taste it, except the ground beef just has a fuller flavor. It's just
Better.
like,
It's
man.
much more tender.
Yep.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just the best ground beef we've ever had.
Yep.
So heart is great.
Yes, heart is amazing. The heart as an organ has more coenzyme Q10 than any other organ that I'm aware of. Many people, as they get older, their CoQ10 levels start to go down. And by eating heart routinely, either in your ground beef, or you can just slice up heart and eat it. Chicken hearts are delicious. Sheep hearts, beef hearts, they're all delicious. They're not weird and some would say gross like liver and other organs. They're just like muscle. They're just like eating meat, and they're really tasty.
Yeah. It really is just like a steak almost. Mike, just diagnosed with prostate cancer. Oh, sorry, dude.
Gleason 6.
Yeah, so maybe it will be okay with active surveillance. Internet says prostate cancer feeds off of fat. I don't really buy that. What's your advice?
If your doctor has not done a PET scan on you yet, at some point they will, just to make sure the cancer hasn't metastasized to any other place in your body. The PET scan actually works by linking sugar, glucose, to the PET scan molecule that they look for with the PET scanner. They don't link it to fat, because if they did, they couldn't find the cancer. They link it to sugar because prostate cancer, along with every other sugar on the planet, every other cancer on the planet Earth, love sugar and will take up sugar before it takes up anything else. Now, there are a few cancers that can limp by on ketones, fatty acids, but only with sugar can a cancer thrive and metastasize. And you don't want that. You want that cancer to be poor and broke and not happy. Maybe it'll go away. So yeah, you want to have ketones in your blood every day, and you want to have the lowest blood sugar reading every day that you can possibly have.
Ginger, keto 3 years, and Dr. Berry follower for 3 years. Can you talk about iron deficiency anemia? I follow your videos about this, but I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, so if you're eating lots of fat, red meats, and maybe some liver once or twice a week, and you still have iron deficiency anemia, then something is wrong. You either have a problem with your spleen, your liver, or your bone marrow. Okay? There's some defect somewhere that the doctors haven't caught, or you're losing blood microscopically either in your urine or in your backdoor waste. That's really the only, there has to be something wrong with one of those things. So if you have not seen a urologist, a gastroenterologist, a hematologist, you need to go see those guys, because you can't have iron deficiency anemia for years, after years of keto. If you're doing, chicken breast keto, yeah, you got to start eating red meat. Okay. But if you've been eating, you're like, no, I eat red meat at least once a day, and liver once a week, you can't still have iron deficiency anemia unless you're either losing blood from somewhere, you're not making it in your bone marrow properly, or your spleen is chewing up the red blood cells prematurely. That has to be one of those things.
Pam, is there a specific electrolyte you would recommend? Some of them I see are so expensive. So if you go to my channel, it's linked in the description. It's just Nisha. It's my name. We have a video from years ago.
3 years, maybe?
It is way more than 3 years.
Was it?
Yeah. Beckett's almost 3, honey. That was way before we had a baby.
That's true.
Anyways, if you just look up, what did we call it? That was so long ago.
The Ketorade?
Ketorade.
Ketorade.
Yeah, Dr. Berry Ketorade. That should pull it up. And you can make your own electrolyte drink. You don't have to buy pre-made stuff. If that's not in your budget, make your own. It's totally fine. It's exactly the same. So go check out that video, and that's how you can make your own. But if you want to make, buy it, there obviously is tons and tons, but they are kind of expensive. So if you're on a budget, don't feel like you have to buy those. You don't.
Yep. I love it.
Brian from Eastern Tennessee. Hello, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
Learned recently about the omega-6 to 3 ratio of chicken is 14 to 1, and it's 17 to 1 in pork, and 14 to 1 in grain-fed beef, 9 to 1 in grass-fed beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 to 1.
Yep.
What does one eat to improve that ratio and offset the omega-6?
So the main question is what should you avoid? Okay. And for the vast majority of people in modern society, they should avoid the vegetable seed oils. Canola oil, sunflower oil, safflower, sunflower, soybean, peanut oil, corn oil, margarine, plant butter. Okay. Those things are super high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Now, definitely pork and chicken are a higher omega-6 to omega-3 ratio than beef. Definitely grass-finished beef. That's what you meant to say, because all cows eat grass when they're the first 3/4 of their life. Only the last quarter of their life are they put in a feedlot and fed soybean and corn mixes. But the grass-finished beef will have a lower omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. But if you've eliminated all the vegetable seed oils and all the packaged processed foods, your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is going to be so much better that it's probably not an issue for you. Okay. But I think there probably are some people out there who really need to stick to ruminant meat only and avoid the pork and the chicken and other high omega-6 animals. I think there's a normal distribution curve.
I feel like you need a t-shirt.
I do. I need that, right?
Normal distribution.
And so for this section of people, they need to just eat ruminants. And then for these people, it doesn't really seem to bother them if they eat some chicken and some pork occasionally.
Justin McCall, I see you. OG over here. He said the infamous lemon versus lime video. Y'all, I know.
Just go watch it just for that. Just for that. And then
let me preface.
Angelica Annihilator says we missed her super chat. Did you see it?
I am getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, them just going as they come. So
we'll get you.
There's like a gap of time. I'm sorry. Lacey Warren, where can we find your Common Sense Labs book? Link in description. My husband and I are 1 week on keto and 11 pounds down. Better, the two of us so far. Never felt better. Way to go. Good job. Julie, keto for 4 months, 5.8 A1C. I've lost 30 pounds. Just got my CGM. When I fast for 16:8, sugar is 88 to 120. If I eat hard-boiled eggs at 12 hours, sugar goes from 80 to 90 for the day.
Yep.
Should I stick to longer fast or should I break my fast early?
I think you should do both and alternate them. Okay. A lot of people worry when they get a CGM. It's like, oh, if I fast too long, my blood sugar starts to come up. That's not pathological blood sugar. That's physiological blood sugar. Your body did that on purpose. Okay. You didn't eat hot fudge sundae and make your blood sugar go up. Your liver decided, based on thousands of sensors in your body, that you needed a little more blood sugar for your red blood cells or other cells, and it produced that. That is not dangerous. You'll notice that when you work out hard, your blood sugar goes up. When you fast for more than 16 hours, your blood sugar will start to go up a little. That is not pathology. That is not disease. That is normal. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay, that's normal physiology, but none of us were taught that, because who the hell ever doesn't eat for 18 hours? Who works out fasted? Nobody in the past. And now we're doing all this new stuff, and we're rediscovering all these physiological principles that some doctor back in the 1930s discovered, but then nobody thought it was important because everybody was eating every 2 hours and not really working out at all. So nobody realized the human body was capable of these things.
So sorry.
Do not fast every day. Intermittent fasting is okay. Yeah, you can intermittent fast every day, or you can do longer fasts once a week, or once every 2 weeks, once a month. Either way is fine, Bart.
Sawa. Hey, K&N. I forgot to ask my doctor to check my gallbladder. I'm 36 days clean carnivore, and I feel sick after eating carnivore with added fat. If my gallbladder and liver has damage, what should I do in December?
Yeah, just tell your doc you're having some right upper quadrant discomfort after you eat a high-fat meal, and you'd like an ultrasound of your gallbladder, and your doctor will happily order that for you.
She's not going to see her doctor again. What should she do till December since she's feeling sick?
Well, so the most common causes of this are either gallbladder dysfunction, which means you've got a weak, floppy gallbladder muscle wall, or you've got gallbladder sludge. And both of these things are going to be corrected by continuing to eat your high-fat keto, ketovore, carnivore meals. Every time you eat a high-fat meal like that, the gallbladder must contract. That's making the muscle stronger. Also, it's pushing some of that sludge out of the cystic duct every time. And you may get some pain and nausea, but you're not doing any damage whatsoever. Now, if you have a stone and it gets trapped in the cystic duct, you're going to be rolling on the floor crying with 10 out of 10 pain worse than child labor. Then you'll go to the ER. But that is, the way you describe this, that's not what's happening. You either have dysfunction or sludge, and both get fixed.
Let me just say something about fasting, okay? There's fasting and there's starving, okay? And they are not the same thing. If you literally feel like you're fixing to faint, eat something.
Yeah.
If you are fasting and your body is adapted where you fast appropriately, you have fat to burn, you are fat adapted, you don't feel bad. You feel great.
Yep.
If you fast and you feel amazing, like you have taken the Limitless pill, put it in the comments.
Yes.
It's not you're not suffering when you're fasting and you're ready to fast. If you feel like you're gonna faint,
when your body's
like
ready,
you're shaking, like you're sweating, like you have a hypoglycemic episode, like that is not okay. Eat.
It's not time for you to fast
We're
that
not
long
saying
yet.
push past feeling like you're going to pass out.
Right.
That's dangerous.
That's
Don't
exactly
do that. But the people who have been putting in the work, they're fat adapted, they've intermittent fasted, and they can step forward and do extended fasted, they don't feel like that.
That's right. You feel great. Cynthia says, I have stage 4 kidney disease. Can I stay on the keto diet? 100%, Cynthia. If you want to protect your remaining kidney function, you damn well better stay on the keto diet or ketovore or carnivore. Your kidney cannot tolerate any more high carbohydrate, blood sugar spiking meals. That's what will destroy your remaining kidney function. Okay.
And when you get done with the fast, what do you guys do? Stuff your face.
That's right.
Full of fatty meat.
Eat like you mean it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Angelic Annihilator, why don't you drop it in the comments and
We'll be looking for it.
Help me out with that. Cecile wants to know, will there be an audible of Common Sense Labs? I know there's a lot of numbers, but I have really bad eyesight. That's a good question.
Probably not. Because of the format of the book, it would be almost impossible to read it as an audible. I wish we could. If we did, we'd have to have a 45-page PDF that showed all the tables, and then you'd have to read that. But it's actually, grab the book. Is it handy? It's
pretty
actually
big.
the font
Yeah.
is not, it's not like tiny font. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's yeah, this is the standard font. I'd say it's 14, maybe 15 point font. And so I think maybe with a magnifying glass or a good set of cheaters, you might be able to read this under really bright light, but it's not tiny text.
Tammy, question for Nisha. Oh, thanks.
Oh.
My hubby and I are talking baby. Congratulations.
Oh,
We are ketovores. Is there any advice you can give for pre-baby diet? I'm 39. My hubby is 50.
take it away.
Love you. Love you too. High fat carnivore. All right. Don't be cutting that fat back. Don't you do it. You eat the fatty cuts, eat the butter. You top it with butter. You cook it in
Yep.
butter. You
Him
cook
too.
it in bacon grease.
Him too.
And him too.
100%.
Yes. And then, like, if you want to change it up and do keto 1 or 2 days a week, that's totally fine too. That's more sustainable for some people. But if you can, go full blown high fat carnivore. If not, do what do we call it? Cyclical.
Yeah.
Is it
Go into-
cyclical or cyclical?
Either way, go into
Okay.
keto, back into carnivore, back
Mhm.
back to
There's
keto.
nothing wrong with that.
Nope,
You can
nothing wrong
totally
with
do
that.
that.
Totally fine. Yeah.
I would say, if you want to do, for me, when we were trying to get pregnant, I wanted to do as much as I could. So I even cut out caffeine. I did decaf. And yes, there's a little caffeine in decaf, but you know what I mean. Stop drinking Cokes, drink water, get your electrolytes in, eat
Yeah.
plenty of salt, and rest.
Get your minerals, get your
Rest.
vitamin D. It's all that stuff's a big deal. But remember, all you gents watching and the hubby here, Tammy's hubby, sperm quality, sperm motility, sperm lifespan all increase when you're eating a nutrient dense, proper human diet. And so if Tammy is ready, if she's receptive, if she's just like Hoover vacuum cleaner, give me what you got. Okay. And then Mr. Tammy's over here and his sperm are like, okay,
And they're swimming in circles. Have you
yeah,
ever
and they're
seen
swimming
that?
in circles.
They do that.
Like Dory just keeps swimming, or they're like deformed and there's two heads.
Happens.
Tammy's just gonna be sitting there like, okay,
Yeah.
dude, what are you doing?
He's got to put in the work too. It's not
eat
just
your
you.
meat.
All right. And then also get on Amazon and look up the book. It starts with the egg. And go ahead and get on those supplements too. They can help. They're not going to hurt anything.
Yep.
so
Who
there
wrote
you
that?
go.
Do you know?
I can't remember.
It starts with the egg.
Mhm.
Isn't that a
It's
great
about egg
title?
quality. So go ahead and get on that. And good luck.
Yes, and let us know. Let us know how many people have had keto or carnivore babies, and you're like, I wasn't trying to get pregnant, but thanks, Dr. Berry.
That's what I said.
Yes,
what
she
she
did. And she said it with the back of her hand, but yeah.
Vicari, is there a way that I can find a doctor who shares your perspective near me? If not, can a network be established in the future that can be searched online? Well, there is a video about that.
I have a video called How to Find a Low Carb Keto Doctor Near You. And in the show notes of that video are 5 or 6 websites that you can type in your zip code, and it'll tell you how far the nearest low carb, keto, carnivore friendly doctor is. Diet Doctor is one of them. The Society for Metabolic Health Practitioners is one of them. And then there's 4 or 5 other ones. And these websites are talking about doctors all over the world, not just in the United States. Even if you have to drive 2 hours to see a low carb, keto friendly doctor, I promise you, you can listen to an audible of Ben Bickman's Why We Get Sick on your drive to the doctor and back. It'll be worth it. And you will actually have a learned health partner who will work with you while you eat a proper human diet. That's going to be a big deal for you.
I think it's going to be easier and easier in the years to come to find a doctor
100%.
open to this, because they're
Yep.
going to see it's
Yep.
not a fad. There's just too
Yep.
many people having
Yep.
health results,
Every
not
day-
weight loss results.
Every day on
Health.
Twitter, there's a new doctor pops up who I've never heard of before, and they're like, "You tell them damn right, Dr. Berry." I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And he's got like 400 followers, 20 followers, but he's an MD, and he just now it was like you could see the light bulb. He's like, "Holy crap, we should eat a proper human diet." I got to get on Twitter right now. And so I'm happy for all my other healthcare providers who have woke up just like I did back in 2003, 4, somewhere 5, somewhere in there. And I was like, crap, what we eat may actually matter a lot, like a lot, like more than pills. That's weird. Yeah.
You know something we've never asked on this live?
What's
we
that?
have 3,000. We made it. We did it. Good job. High five.
Yes, huzzah!
Virtual high five. I've never asked how many of you actually made the journey to Camden, Tennessee to see Dr. Barry in person. I
Oh
wanna
yeah,
know.
I wonder.
I don't know.
wonder if there's
Somebody
anybody
said that
watching.
they came to see you, and I was like, I wonder
Yeah,
how many
yeah,
people
yeah.
watched that actually.
When I was in Florida recently, there was a lady who had driven
Yeah.
to Camden to see me. Yeah.
Put it in the comments. We got a bunch of hands. We're doing hands. Put a hand emoji. I want to see. Rob says, been keto only about 2 months. Labs, total cholesterol 296, HDL 71, triglycerides 52, LDL 215, glucose 81. Is this worth getting another lab with breakdown of LDL?
No, but I would like to know what your A1C, your C-peptide, and your fasting insulin are. Your HDL and triglycerides are beautiful. That's on that's all I basically care about. I don't really care much what your particle size and density is, because that's going to improve the longer you eat a proper human diet.
Several people. Oh, yeah. Do you want to give a shout out?
Yes, Cave Dave. A shout out to our wonderful friend we lost recently, the Right Honorable James Yeager. I don't know if any of you guys knew of him, watched him, followed him. He had a huge YouTube channel, and he got 3 strikes, you're out, because he's a gun guy. He talks about guns, and that was back when YouTube suddenly became anti-gun. And we miss James Yeager, and love Mama Yeager if she's watching this.
We have a lot to be thankful for from
James
Yeager.
Yeager.
He gave him his start on YouTube. I think he got his first 1,000 subscribers just because Yeager was like, you need to follow him.
He said, come over here to my office. I went over there, and he just gets in front of the camera, turns it on. He's like, okay, we're live. This is Dr. Barry. If you don't go follow him, you're a damn idiot. And I got like 3,000 subscribers in one day.
He helped us have a place to go live when we didn't have one. Like he did a lot for us, and he was just a good friend. So
yep. R.I.P. Yeager.
I want to talk about that. Emotions.
I think Baby Beckett's coming. He might want to say hi to you guys.
Maybe.
Stick around. Let's see if he wants to say hi.
Gurdeep says, can I mix my Redmond salt in my water to get more salt, or will Element and Daily Minerals be enough because of my diet is not enough?
Either way. Yeah, either way. Whichever tastes the best to you is just fine. Yep.
All right. One more. Trish, when I eat low-carb carnivore, I always struggle with diarrhea at least once or twice a day. When I eat some carbs, it goes away. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you still have carb-loving bacteria in your large intestine. And when you don't eat enough carbs to satisfy those basically zombie master bacteria, they give you negative feedback in the way of diarrhea. Some people get this feedback in the way of depressed mood that actually comes from the gut bacteria. Some people get constipation. I would recommend that you win this battle against the zombie master bacteria by just eating 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. If you have diarrhea for a few days, stick with it, because once those bacteria say, you know what, this place sucks, I don't like it here anymore, she never eats carbs anymore, and packs up its little bags and leaves, then you will have beautiful bowel movements, and you can eat a proper human diet without your bacteria complaining.
Kristen says, getting lab results are so frustrating. The nurse just calls and says, doctor wants XYZ. And if I ask for details, then I just hear disgust in the voice over the phone.
Yeah.
Listen, to be fair, that nurse is probably exhausted.
It's a pain in her butt.
50 people back that day. And also, she may not even be an actual nurse. Okay?
And
she doesn't have the knowledge to even talk to you about it. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that is most of the time what is happening in that situation. So what optimally would happen is the doctor would have a follow-up Zoom call or email. Now everybody has stuff online where they would talk to you in depth about your labs if you wanted to talk about it more. But a nurse shouldn't even be giving you what the labs mean, because that's not part of our job, especially if you're not actually a nurse, which
But
happens.
Let's talk about that some more. Just because you annoyed that nurse, let me be very clear and blunt. I don't give a damn. That's her job. She's getting paid. This is your one body, your one life, your one chance at optimal health. I don't care if she's a little bit annoyed that you asked for this, that, or the other. Okay. If they want you to, make another appointment with the doctor, pay the copay. And when the doctor gets in the room, you get between the doctor and the door and say, have a seat, doctor. I've got some questions I need answered before I leave today, because they're all getting paid. You're the one paying to be there. So I don't really care if they're a little bit annoyed that you are interested in your
I'm
health.
not saying it's right. I'm saying the system is messed up.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
that's what I'm saying. It's all messed up.
Definitely. I totally agree. You're right. That's how you do it, gentlemen.
Doctors, nurses, the whole
Yeah.
thing's out of whack. It's
Yeah.
all out of whack.
It's not your fault, but it currently is your
It's
problem.
a problem.
If you don't
Yeah.
like it, work on changing the system. You can change it in your practice, and that'll help make the world a better place. But patients should be interested in their health. They should ask questions. They should bring in studies and go, look, this doesn't make sense based on what Dr. McGillicuddy told me. I don't understand. Can you explain this to me? That's a good, motivated patient. That's the patient you want, because they're going to do everything right that they can possibly do. That's going to raise your percentages of people living a long time. That's going to decrease your percentage of heart attacks and strokes. These people are motivated. You want motivated patients. If you don't want motivated patients, you need to get your ass out of healthcare. You hear me?
The good news is it's going to get better.
Yes.
Because it has to.
It may have to fall down to get better, but it's going to get better.
It might,
We're going to see to
it
that.
might get worse before it gets better. But that's the reason
Mhm.
he and I both, we don't work a typical nurse and doctor job, because we can't help people in that
In the current system.
that business model of insurance and all that stuff. We don't get to spend the time without charging people an arm and a leg to keep the doors open.
Yep,
we
exactly.
don't get to do the things that need to be done to promote health in the way that it should be done. And so, like, we're on YouTube now, and that may seem backwards, but I get asked all the time, when is he opening a clinic? He can't do what he does with a clinic and help a few, even the way that he, like, halfway. He couldn't even do it halfway, the way that he can do it for millions.
It would almost be unethical for
Right.
me to spend all day, every day seeing patients in a clinic and taking care of 40 or 50 people a day, when I could be helping thousands of people every day. Millions
You have 2
every day.
million subscribers.
Yeah. It would be almost unethical for me to be like, okay, I'm just going to see 20 people a day and then go play on the farm. Does that make sense? I would feel guilty if I did that. Even if I was making bank, I'd feel guilty. I would not feel fulfilled, like I'm doing what I'm called to do. Yeah. Somebody asked about a vegetarian keto diet. If you're going to try to do vegetarian keto, you've got to eat seafood. You've got to eat eggs. You've got to eat full-fat cheese, full-fat, real fermented cheese. You've got to do those things, or you will have vitamin and mineral deficiencies.
Hey, can you take care of this, mods? I keep flooding the thing.
What is this?
I don't know. Maybe they can't see it.
Frankiness?
Real quick though, if you do want to have more intimate relations with Dr. Berry, we do lives 3 times a week in the private Patreon community.
Yep.
So instead of 3,000 people on the lives, there's like 200. We get to way more questions. There's a lot of people you can learn from in there besides us.
Yep.
It's a family. We've been doing this a really long time. It's a very tight community. We don't deal with no BS. There's no bullying. There's no judging. There's none of that. You come in, you have support, and we help you.
Yes. And so we're doing one of those lives tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Central in our private Patreon group. So if you want to be a part of that and get your questions answered more thoroughly than we can answer them here, there's a link in the show notes, a quick sign up, and you can be with us tomorrow at 6 p.m. and then Wednesday at 11 a.m. and then Wednesday at 5 p.m. and then Wednesday at 6 p.m. and get all your questions answered. How about that?
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time. Love you, mean it.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time.